And now to security matters. The Nigerian Air Force has raised concerns following reports that its airstrikes on terrorists' hideouts, including those linked to notorious bandit leader Bello Turji, led to civilian casualties in Zamfara State. Reports say an airstrike on Saturday hit the Tungar Kara community in the Gidangoga district of Maradun Local Government Area, mistakenly targeting members of the Zamfara Community Protection Guard, the ZCPG, the local vigilantes, and residents. Actually, now we're joined by a guest to give more insight on this issue. We're joined by Spokesperson Zamfara State Government, Sulaiman Idris. Mr. Idris, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. So let's begin by asking what steps the Zamfara State Government is taking to ensure that airstrike operations are, well, carried out with sufficient intelligence to avoid civilian casualties.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Actually, there's improvement in the collaboration between the state government and the military, especially the Nigerian Air Force. Of recent, we have seen how the airstrike by the Air Force really brought about successes in the fight against banditry in Zamfara State. The airstrike by the Air Force just a few days ago had resulted in the elimination of key bandit leaders in Zamfara State. There are two local governments, Maradun Local Government and Zurmi Local Government, where they had serious incidences of banditry last week. Bandits were going to villages, attacking the villages, burning the villages to ashes. And with that intelligence, Zamfara State Government, after gathering the intelligence that this is what the bandits were doing in those villages around those two local governments, we shared the coordinates with the Nigerian Air Force that these are the places where these bandits are coming. These are the routes that they use to go to these villages and commit such atrocities. So the Nigerian Air Force launched an attack. That was on Friday. It started lately on Thursday. And it was very successful because so many targets were hit on that same Thursday night. And on Friday as well, we got intelligence with coordinates that these bandits mobilized and they are going to a place called Gidangoga Kara in Boko local district under Zurmi local government. So
Sulaiman, Sulaiman, I know you have plenty to tell us, but I wanted to get off a few questions regarding how these operations are actually coordinated between government and the National Air Force, the Nigerian Air Force. How do they conduct the post-mission assessment, particularly when civilian casualties are involved?
Okay. I am gradually going there. That's why I'm trying to narrate the incidents. So what happened at Gidangoga Kara village is a village under Boko district. So the Air Force hit the targets, the bandits that were attacking two villages. They already attacked two villages and they burnt down the villages. The Air Force hit the target and they eliminated the bandits. So another camp of the bandits in that area, they received the news that airstrike had eliminated a squad of bandits in Gidangoga Kara village. So they mobilized and were trying to attack another village close to the Gidangoga Kara village. So there are these local vigilantes that were mobilizing around Maradun and Zurmi local government. Those local vigilantes were on motorcycle, and the bandits were also on motorcycles. The state government shared intelligence and coordinates with the same Nigerian Air Force that these guys were mobilizing and they were about to attack another place called Tungar, the same village that was attacked. So the Nigerian Air Force precisely attacked the bandits on that same Saturday night. They attacked the bandits. On their way back, they received another intelligence, and it was a local, we received intelligence from the people on ground that the bandits were mobilizing on that same spot. While the aircraft, the Nigerian Air Force were back at the same spot, then the vigilantes were, the local vigilantes were there, mobilized on bike. You know, the aircraft will not be able to really differentiate between those local vigilantes and the bandits because they are all on their on a bike and also holding weapons. So that was what happened. The Air Force hit the local vigilance. It was, you see, this is entirely different from what happened in Sokoto and some part of Kaduna, where civilians were mistakenly hit. This one, the aircraft identified suspicious movements, and these people were on top of a motorcycle, and these bandits really commit crimes on top of motorcycles holding guns. And these civilian casualties, the local vigilantes, were also on top of motorcycles, and that was what really happened. It was an honest mistake. It was the collateral. The civilian casualties were like a collateral damage, and it happens all over the world.
Okay, so I had asked exactly how the Army actually helps, or how the Army takes care of post or pre-mission situations. How do they get in there and get the information that they need to verify who's civilian and who is not?
Okay, like for instance, what this accident that happened, you know, actually when they come, they have the coordinates. When we share the coordinates and the intelligence with them, they have their own team that verify these coordinates and intelligence. So most of the intelligence that we share, all the previous operations were successful. This was the first accident in Zamfara State, and it happened because the Air Force has confirmed that there are suspicious movements and there are people on top of motorcycles, and these bandits, all these strikes that the Air Force did before, they hit people on top of motorcycles and holding guns, and they saw people on top of motorcycles holding guns, so they hit. So it's not as if they did not. They really did very well. They thought that they are hitting the wrong, the bad guys.
All right.
But unfortunately,
yes, Sulaiman. Unfortunately, we'll have to put a pause there, but we'll be coming back to you subsequently for more information regarding all of this. Thank you very much for giving us your time here this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.